Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. Match preview time. Two big games coming up, but listen, let's get the first one out of the way. Leicester City away. They're in the mud. We're kind of in the mud. It's a game which both clubs can't imagine losing. It's a game where both clubs are looking at this game and thinking we need the 3 points. We've got to go there. We've got to go there and get the 3 points, and I think we're more than capable. But we'll get into that as we go along. We had some bad news along the way. Jamie Lowe sacked the board. STRUIJK injured. Is our actual left back Firpo still injured? No, Firpo's been fit, Jamie. He's been fit, and Jesse Marsh said he's ready to go. Charlie just saying, no, KJ, I wouldn't start Rodrigo. We look so much better with Bamford on the pitch. Hopefully he takes his shooting boots on Thursday. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I said it, I think I said it earlier in the week, but there is no better time for Bamford to break his duck. No better time for Bamford to get off this scoring drought. Obviously, as you come in, smash a like. If you're watching the replay, smash a like as well. Subscribe to the channel, leave your comments. And yeah, I mean, listen, just on the whole debriefing as well. Yeah, I'm not going to be back on the debrief. There's no big drama, and I know there's people. Oh God, and you know, one idiotic comment. And listen, you're allowed to have your speculation. That's what I do on here. So sometimes I guess people call me an idiot too, but yeah, I mean, it's nothing to do with thinking I'm better or anything else like that. The fact is, I wasn't ever supposed to be on the debrief long term anyway. If you remember when I first started on the debrief, the first couple of episodes, I was literally just going to be a guest. And it just happened that we did it. And what was it, about a year now, I think, where I was on it. So it was never anything permanent, but it was a great show to be on. It's just, you know, circumstances change, things change. But the thing is, I'll always be here. I'll always be here on my channel as I was before. So, you know, and it's really that simple. I'm afraid there's no big drama or nothing like that, nothing juicy. But yeah, so that's it on that. But I'll always be here. This is where I've been from the start, and I'll continue to be. So I just hope that clears that up, man, because it's weird how that happens. I mean, I remember when I left Rance's show. The speculation on that was insane. It's mad, but here we go. Charlie saying, KJ, I had a dream last night that Bamford got a hat trick, so you never know. Listen, if there is any time where Bamford could get a hat trick, it's tomorrow. It's against Leicester City, Charlie. So, you know, so listen, we'll talk about that in a bit because Jesse was alluding to that today, but I do want to talk about Brendan Rodgers' comment first. Sorry, a little bit more housekeeping. Thank you to Karen Curtin for the super thanks, and thank you Smiler, who is a member of the channel. Memberships are on the channel if you want to join. I am looking to get like member streams going. I'm still talking to my guy about how to do them, but so that will be coming. So if you want to become a member and interact that way too, feel free to do so. So thank you to Smiler, who's a new member. But yes, Brendan Rodgers, he says this about his future, right? It's all the narrative that is out there. My only focus is on the game. I know the storyline and I know what the narrative wants to be. My dedication is only with helping this team improve. People, how many times have we been in games where the manager is on the ropes? Steve Bruce last season, Hassan Hootel this season, now Rodgers again. We haven't been able to take advantage before previously. We have to do that tomorrow. We have to do that against Leicester. So for me, this is a perfect opportunity. Yes, we're winless in 6, but my Lord, Leicester City, with the amount of injuries they've got, and they've got a whole host of injuries, but the most important thing for me is Maddison. Maddison is that game changer in the team. And yes, we've got history with Harvey Barnes. We seem to be, you know, like Alan Shearer was to us when he was playing, just love scoring against us. But we've got to look at this as a brilliant opportunity to get 3 points. Danny Ward is their goalkeeper. He is nothing special. He's nothing special at all. This is on us now to take it to Leicester City and get those 3 points. It's so important for me. We've seen it this week as well with a couple of players coming out with those kind of positive messages of we're trying, the win is coming and everything else like that. I don't want to see any more of those messages anymore. I want to see them now celebrating W's. I want to see them moving up the table and just getting this off their back, because unfortunately a rut does set in when you haven't won in, as it is for us now, 6 games. We're a point above the drop zone. But listen, Exactly. Yeah, Chris. I was going to say that. Chris is just saying let's not underestimate Leicester. Yes, they're struggling, but so were Newcastle when they came to Ellen Road last year. Absolutely, Chris. Um, but these are the things that we have to try and take advantage of, like a lot of other teams have. A lot of other teams have taken advantage of Leicester's situation. We've got to do the same. You know, I saw yesterday Forest, who have been terrible all pretty much all season, they go to Brighton and get a point. It's about getting those kind of results out of nowhere because other teams are picking up these kind of results and points. You know, Palace had a really good 2-1 victory against Wolves last night. Shout out to Zaha for the FPL points. I need them. Um, I need them. But so yeah, it's up to us just to break the mold and let's put the pressure on Leicester. Let's get at them early. Let's make their crowd grow because their crowd have been very, very restless. They've been booze, Rogers out, everything else that you can want in your favor. It's going to be there for us tomorrow. So even though it's an away game against a good Leicester team, they are still good. We have to take advantage. Now, team news, which absolutely crushed me when Jesse come on the mic and he said STRUIJK is unavailable with a small injury, but may be okay for Sunday. Of all the players to go out, Pascal, man, King Pascal to be out, it hurts. And Firpo will be starting. He will definitely be starting. And John, yeah, if you think it's a must win for us, imagine what it is for Leicester. Absolutely, John. They will be thinking the exact same things what I'm saying now about Leeds United. Trust me, they will all be thinking the same thing. It's a must not lose for both teams. But yeah, 4 posts coming in, which means that we're gonna have, as Scott has mentioned here, Cooper and Firpo on the left hand side. Scary thought. And again, I'm not. I hope that they do well tomorrow. But the last game that I saw them play together, and I was there in person, was against Brighton. Woo! That left side was getting absolutely torn to pieces between both of them, not just Firpo, both Firpo and Cooper. So we've got to hope that it's much better tomorrow. We've got to hope it's much better tomorrow. But listen, Firpo is in. And it's funny, Phil Hay, I know Phil Hay's voice. He asked a question about Firpo, is he good enough? And people wonder if he's good enough and everything else like that. And Jesse acknowledged that he's heard all the whispers about Firpo. And he gave him the public manager's backing. He's a great guy. He works hard. He understands the tactics. He's a great athlete and everything else like that. He gave him the public backing, but now it's on Firpo to prove him right. Jesse's backed you publicly. Show him on the pitch what you're about, Junior. Please. We need it as well as a club. Leeds United, we need it as a club. Let me just see. Woody Six here. Hey, a friend from Rotterdam here. Shout out to you. What is your opinion on Sinistero so far? He's our X Factor, Woody Six. I assume that you may be a Feyenoord fan. He's been our X Factor. So where Rafinha left, not saying he's reached those heights yet, but you can see he's got it in him to be our X Factor up front and from the left. Beautiful technician. And he's going to be a key player for us going forward. Absolutely. Need him on the pitch, so hopefully he avoids any red cards. But yeah, he's a super player. And if he carries on, he'll be going to the next level. But he's got to continue in the form. I thought it might be hard for him to adjust a little bit from the Dutch league, but he's taking it like a duck to water. So absolutely pleased with Sinistero, Woody Six. Yeah, Woody Six just saying that was his favorite player at Feyenoord. I can understand that. Adam Wilco saying Yildiz left back would be my first choice. I think Yildiz still out. Adam Wilco, he's still out of the mix. Forshaw's out, Gray's out, Dallas is still recovering. So yeah, and I think Yildiz not going to be back until probably next week. I think so. Yeah, we're going to have to go with a Cooper Firpo left-hand side, which for me, and again, not being horrible, that doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence, but it's what we've got. So they've got to do their jobs tomorrow. Yeah, Jack Sinister is class. Yeah, absolutely. Back of the net saying Sinew tomorrow with a goal or two. Yeah. Jack, confidence on the floor after that Pascal update. I know as soon as he said it, Jack, I I think my body started shivering. I went, oh God, no, not Pascal, surely no. But I've heard about this, Jack. Have you seen Bamford's fantasy team, KG? He's added himself and captain. Sounds like a start to me. Probably looking to redeem. So I don't know if that's true because I'm sure that the Premier League made a rule that you can't pick players. You pick yourself or players from your own team. I'm not sure anyway. But even if it's true, I remember the first year when he was back. He was doing that a lot, wasn't he? He was captaining himself. He was backing himself. You got to back yourself tomorrow, Patrick. You have to. All the work is there. Your finishing has got to improve, but there's no better opportunity than against Danny Ward tomorrow. I know Leicester fans probably listen to that thinking you cheeky so and so, but it's true. It's true. And on Bamford, Marsh said the fact that Bamford's getting on the end of chances means a goal will come. I agree. It's only a matter of time before they start to go his way, and then we could see a total change of momentum in him. And that's what we've got to hope for, people. That's what we've got to hope for. Um, yeah, I mean there wasn't really much else in regards to that. Jeff Sanning is saying that the border's left us a bit exposed. Yeah, left back and a striker, absolutely. Back of the net, Bamford plays on confidence. He will come good. Yeah, listen, we know he's a confidence player, but the drought has got to end at some point. We can't keep talking about his off the ball movement and chances that he missed. We need to see him actually get a goal. And as Charlie says here, I think he'll silence the critics tomorrow. Um, I mean, a critic though. I think it's hard to say a critic though when the evidence is there that he just doesn't score goals. Like he hasn't scored a goal since before Christmas last year, the Brentford game. But listen, I'm believing in him in the positions that he's taken up. I just need him to smack the ball. Please don't be delicate with it. Hit that thing. You know what I mean? Just smack that ball into the net. And when one comes, maybe another will come. You know how it goes, people. You know how it goes. But he is our leading line guy right now, rightfully so. But I do believe that he still needs a partner. I still believe that he could do with a better finisher next to him or another striker in and around him just to take the pressure off. Because listen, I'll give you the thing. The only time where a lone striker that I can think of in recent history, a lone striker has done all the stuff that Bamford does without needing to score was Olivier Giroud. Now Giroud is my guy, but he did not score in that World Cup. He didn't score in that World Cup, but it wasn't his job to. His job was to hold the ball up. His job was to make space for two little players called Mbappe and Griezmann. I don't know if you've heard of them, but that was literally his job. He wasn't required really to score goals. He was there as the foil guy for those two. Well, unfortunately, we don't have Mbappe and Griezmann. So when we do play one up front, we do need that striker to stick them away at some point. Otherwise, we do end up in the position we're in right now, where we could be in a much better position if the chances had gone in. So that's the only thing I'll say about strikers that are used as big men. In a big men, little men. That whole remember Quinn Phillips. Quinn used to score a few goals, but it was Phillips that used to score for Sunderland. You can do that, but you need two, not just the one. It doesn't really work unless you've got goal scoring wingers. A bit like Firmino after his 18 goal season for Liverpool, but you had Mane and Salah. You get what I'm talking about, people, right? So um let's see. Sticky is saying Junior is gonna be fine. Love it. I hope so. I hope so, Sticky. Listen, I don't want anybody who wears a Leeds shirt to do badly. Never. I actually want these guys to be at the best of their ability. I really do. So we're relying on him tomorrow. He's definitely starting. Let's see what he's doing, man. Let's see what he's on tomorrow. He was asked about Rodrigo as well, and he said that Rodrigo will be in the fold. He understands the mistake he made, but he's standing up to it, or he knows what he needs to do. Now, I did have a question before, and that was, would you play Rodrigo? And that is in the title. My thing is with Rodrigo is more of his face after the mistake. I didn't feel like he was trying to atone for his error. I thought he was trying to hide, and I didn't like that. But if he's coming out and Jesse's backing him, If he's backing him, John saying no. John saying no. There's a thing in other sports. It doesn't really happen in football too much because football players are a little bit of a different breed when it comes to discipline and stuff like that and being dropped. They're a bit more precious than other sports. But in ice hockey, man, if you've had a bad game or done an unforgivable turnover, you'll be something what Americans will call, and I do call it that, not dropped. They call it a healthy scratch. It's just where you miss that game, you watch the game, and then you come back in the team. A lot of you saying no. And I was thinking of that. If you're going to set an example to people, because it's easy to bench Gil Hart, it's easy to always bench the youngsters and take them off early and leave the seniors on. But wouldn't it set an example just to say that was an absolute boneheaded error? Your attitude after wasn't that great. You need to sit out the Leicester game. Nanto, you're coming in and you'll be on the bench, or you'll be on the bench, and Gil Hart, you'll be starting, or whatever way around you want it. But if he comes in tomorrow, shows what I can't even say what he's about. If he gives us early season Rodrigo tomorrow, then that is the era atoned for. So give me your thoughts on that. Give me your thoughts. Jack is saying Rodrigo wasn't awful against Arsenal, but that mistake was brutal. It was brutal, Bob Evans, Jack. It was ugly. Sticky saying he made one terrible mistake which affected his performance after it. Yeah. Bandy in the house. See, I didn't do via while Chase was on Bandy. I hope you appreciate that. Rodrigo, give the ball away, Moreno. Yeah, Jimmy as well. Llorente dropped after an appalling game, so should he. That's what I mean. It's not about treating everyone the same, but you've got to, just because Cooper's there, it shouldn't be that you don't do the same for someone like Rodrigo too. But the thing is, for me, 27 million, are they going to drop him? Highly unlikely. Same in ice hockey too. I say about somebody that got dropped after an error, but listen, high paid players don't get healthy scratch usually, so it's probably in the same vein. But I do like the thing about healthy scratching a player when they've really made an error that's just crazy. I'm not saying no one can ever make a mistake, but that goes beyond the mistake for me. That what happened against Arsenal. Fool me once, kid. Yeah, I'm not being fooled again, Ian. I'm not being fooled. Back of the net saying, hate to say it, but Rodrigo not good enough. Looking at all the time with us. Exactly, back of the net. It's just like I say, isn't it? If someone asks you now, a neutral fan saying, has Rodrigo been a successful flop? You have to say flop, wouldn't you? You'd have to say flop. It just hasn't been good enough over his time here. Diggler, I wouldn't drop Rodrigo. He knows what he did wrong. Now let him redeem himself. And there will be people that say that as well. There will be a lot of people saying that. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, has he got the cojones to do this? Is he going to come tomorrow with some fire in his belly and say, you know what? That was a boneheaded error. I've made my post on social media apologizing. Let me make it up to the fans. We will see. Woody 6, Rodrigo wasn't worth the 40 million spent on him. Ooh, he wasn't 40 million, maybe in euros, Woody, maybe in euros. Yeah. He was like 27 or 29, one of the two. Jamie saying, I would drop Bamford and Rodrigo and put in Gelhardt and Nanto. Add some new blood to the attack. They can't do any worse than the two we already have. Well, Jamie, I would say keep Bamford in there, but then give him Gelhardt next to him as a partner. How does that sound? And the reason why I say that, I'm not saying that Bamford is the answer. Believe me, I know there's much better strikers out there than Bamford. But currently, we've got to play him into form. We have to. At this point in time, we have to play him into form. And there is no better opportunity than tomorrow night against Leicester City. So I would say bring in Bamford and give him Gelhardt to start as a partner. And if it isn't working with Gelhardt, then bring on Nanto. That's what I would do tomorrow, personally, myself. How are you guys thinking in regards to that? Darren saying, I can feel the fire in Bamford's belly. He's going to score tomorrow or minimally assist. Either one, Darren. Let's get a lead and really put the pressure on Leicester City. Because I think if we get an early goal, say we get an early goal tomorrow, I think the Leicester crowd will be absolutely all over those guys. And I don't know if many of them, bar King Jamie Vardy, will be able to handle it. And who knows if Vardy's going to be playing? Usually it's Patson Daka starting. Patson Daka, yeah, Patson Daka was somebody that I wanted here as well. He's going to be a threat. They do have threats in their team, but it's up to us to take it to them tomorrow. Let's have a look. Sticky just saying, are we all aware that Patrick Bamford is coming back from serious injuries? Do we want to risk him missing the entire season just to bring him back too early? Sticky. I hear you, Sticky, but he's back, isn't he? He's back. And if we do have to manage his time tomorrow, Sticky, let's just say we do. I would prefer him to start the game than come on in the second half. I want to see him start tomorrow to set the tone for me. That's important for me. I think if I see the team sheet tomorrow and it says Rodrigo starting and Bamford's on the bench, and especially with Pascal and everything else being out, I'll be feeling a lot different about the result tomorrow. So, yeah. I mean, I hear you. He does need to be managed, like a veteran at this point. Yeah, how long does he need to get match fitness? The only way you get match fitness as well is by playing matches. So let's put him in there. And Bandy, yeah, you know me, KG2 Forge rule. Let's do it. Let's do it. Max H saying you're right before about Jesse needing to be ruthless. For me, I think we need. For me, I think we should be picking 2 from 3 from Jack, Brendan, and Luis, and picking a second striker. Yeah. I agree. I think we could do with a second striker. I just remember in points where Bamford and Gelhardt have been together, and they've looked really well. They've looked really good together. They complement each other well. So, yeah, I'm not against that at all. I'm not against it. Darren. Darren's trying to make me cry. KG, maybe Jesse replace Rodrigo with Click. Tremendous. Oh Lord. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean, if while you're in the chat now, obviously, please hit the like while you're here. But let me know about the Rodrigo thing. I'm very interested just on how people think about him. So put it in the comments after the video is done, just so I can know where people stand with him. If has he got any more rope? Because for me, he doesn't have any credit in the bank. By the way, you know how some players do have credit in the bank, and you go, never mind him. I think he's in deficit for what he's given us over his time at Leeds United. So that's just my opinion. But yeah, listen, people, let's not go too much longer. Tomorrow, I might do a watch along for it because it is on Amazon Prime, and I do like Amazon Prime's coverage. By the way, they are the best. With Jeff Bezos, would just get the money together and just buy the Premier League. Buy the Premier League rights. The Amazon Prime coverage is unbelievable. Like it's just the best than what we've got. I think CBS overall in America is the better one. I think that's probably the most fun to watch. But yeah, Amazon Prime is top notch. I might do a watch along for it tomorrow or match reaction. I'm not sure which one, but if I do a watch along, please come along and join me if you're there. Tom Rue saying love your stream. Thank you, Tom. Athena is saying, I think we should drop Jack and Rodrigo this game. Try at Gelhardt and Nanto. Yeah, I'm not against that. I thought Harrison was okay in the last game. I thought he did a lot of pressing and stuff like that well. But yeah, I'm not against having another goal threat in there. Like Jesse said today as well in the press conference, we need goals. So the only way you're going to do that is by probably putting on a more attack-minded shoot first person rather than another creator. We've got enough creators in there. We need some shooters on the pitch. Yeah, Max H. Time to end the watch-along streak. Big win incoming, please. That's it. I've done 2 watch-alongs so far, and we've lost both games pretty poorly as well, by the way. I really thought I had a win on the books with that Villa home game, and boy, oh boy, was I wrong. I was wrong so bad. So yeah, I might do one tomorrow, but obviously, please join me if I do one. Kirk is saying KG's 2:15 a.m. here in Sydney. Love your work. Shout out to you, man, and shout out to everybody that watches this around from different various parts. I always see in the analytics where people are watching from. Yeah, it's all good, man. It still blows my mind that people do watch that, but yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. you think? Bobs is asking, do you think Rodrigo will leave next summer? I thought he might leave this summer, Bobs. I thought he might have gone this summer. I was very hopeful, but listen, it's not just Rodrigo. I hope he does leave next summer. I hope he leaves in January. I'll be honest, Bobs. We'll talk about the January window and what I would do later on when it comes closer. But I would absolutely get him out of here. And we've also got Luke Ayling, who's got an expiring contract. And for me, this is where the club shows me which direction they're going. Because if Luke Ayling gets an extension, it kind of tells you that we're not challenging for no top 10. You know, Luke Ayling's contract is done. We don't have to offer him a new one. But we've seen this club be sentimental before. We'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens, but we'll cross that bridge when he comes to it. Jack still in for a tenner to Harrogate Town. I don't think Harrogate will take him. They've got some good players there. Blinkyfish, KG, you should do your own channel debrief and do a phone and get a couple guests on. Yeah, I mean, Blinkyfish, the whole phone in is something that I'm looking to do with members of the channel, just because it's tough to explain. But when you see some of the filtered messages that you get, I can't just do an open phone in. Can't do it. So it would have to be members of the channel. And guest is something, I mean, I mentioned it at the start of the season. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's hardly been any guest this season. Probably, I don't think there has been one. But that's just because it's just the time and everything else that goes into getting a guest. It's very time consuming, and it takes up a lot of energy too in order to get people to come on sometimes. And I just wanted to get away from that from a little bit. I just wanted to get away from that. I'm not saying there won't be any guests. There will definitely be some guests on the channel this season. But just in terms of getting a fan from different team each week, it's just so much effort. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, when you're going back and forth, oh no, I'm not free this day. Are you free this day? It's all mad. It's all mad. So, but yeah. Yeah, Darren, you need to hire an assistant, KJ. Oh, I can't pay an assistant. I can't pay myself. So, you know, unless the assistant's working for favors, you know what I mean? Oh, pause. But yeah, listen, people, let's get this to a close. Give me some of your score predictions, and obviously, and good luck to you, Woody. Good luck, man, and thank you for your contributions today. Give me your score predictions for tomorrow. Oh, John F with a super thanks. Thank you so much, John F. Thanks for the even analysis. No problem. No problem. Love for the support as well. Yeah, Alec. Man, if only you knew. If only you knew. So let's go. Blinkyfish is saying 4-1. Bob's is saying 3-1. Sticky 3-1. Frank is saying 3-0 Leeds. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Matt Davis is going for a draw 2-2. Bandy. Leicester City 2, Leeds 47. Tremendous. Gavin, it must win game 2-1. Well, Jesse, you know what? Just while you put in your scores in there, and please do that as well in the comments after the video. Jesse said that he didn't want any chat of this being a must-win game. He didn't like it. He didn't like that kind of talk where this is it, or we're going to be bust, or whatever it is. He says that he knows that the win is coming, but he's not going to put all the pressure on tomorrow. Whether that's what he's saying externally and the internal message is different, I hope it is, by the way. It is interesting that he said that, isn't it? Chris Brooks is saying 2-0 Leicester. That would be a nightmare, Chris. That would be an absolute nightmare. Charlie is saying can't see us getting a clean sheet. 3-1 Leeds. Yeah, Jack, I can see a goal fest with Pascal out. Yeah, Sticky, that's it, isn't it? It's a must not win, but it's a must not lose. Both teams will be saying that. Nigel saying 1-1. Ian Hart says 2-1 Leeds. Brain says 2-0 Leicester. Oy. Jack saying nothing is a must win at this point. It's daft. I think that's what I don't man, obviously Jesse's not going to say daft, but I think that's what he's saying. I think he's just saying at this point it's too early. But for me, I don't think it is too early. I'm not saying it's a must win, but we can't lose tomorrow, man. We can't lose. For me, it just can't happen. But yeah, Big Brother is correct. Leeds always help teams win who are struggling. It's true. It's true. But tomorrow, I know, Bubs. I know. I'm not looking forward to Daka tomorrow, man. Daka's plays against Cooper and Cock. I think we might have him. We might have him. If we see this tomorrow, though, oh, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not saying it's a must win, but I don't want to lose tomorrow, please. But yeah, for my score prediction for tomorrow, especially in light of the Pascal news, you know what? Let's go for a thriller. I'm going to say Leicester City 2, Leeds United 3. Let's go with a 3-2 win. Hmm? How about that one? Sticky's back in Cock though. Cock will have Daka in his pocket, no fear. And that's it as well. People worried about Harvey Barnes. Listen, not Pascal. Rasmus has been doing brilliantly in the last few games. So he's going to have to get around him. And not a lot of players have been doing that lately. So maybe Harvey Barnes will be kept quiet by Rasmus tomorrow. Eh? We'll see. Because Rasmus has stepped it up big time, man. I'm very happy to see that too. Ian saying 4-2 Leeds. Dan, same thing. Yeah, Vardy. We have to be careful with Vardy, but unfortunately, and I'm you guys know I'm a huge Jamie Vardy fan. He's not the same player anymore. He's getting hurt a lot more than he used to before. He's not the same guy. I'm not saying that he can't come on and change the game or start the game and change it, but he's not the same Vardy of say 2 years ago. He's different now, but he's a class finisher. So don't give him the opportunity to get around the defense. Um, yeah, Vardy's he's a Prem legend for me. Absolute Prem legend. To score over 100 goals from the age that he started in the Prem, the guy's untouchable for me. I absolutely love Jamie Vardy. So, but listen, it's about us tomorrow. Listen, people, I'm going to end it there. Let's have a look. Tomorrow, watch along. Join me if I set that up. Please come and join me for that. Drop your score predictions on anything that and everything else that I've discussed on the video today, whether it's your fear of STRUIJK being out. Rodrigo as well. Please get your thoughts in about Rodrigo. I'm very interested on that one. Tomorrow, people, big game, huge game. Amazon Prime, Leicester versus Leeds. Let's do this thing tomorrow, man. Let's get back in that win column. Love for the love, people. See you tomorrow.